Hello guys, I'm Sammy from HackerBad.net, and today we're going to talk about the 10 most evil and insidious ways that people will try to scam you on the internet. Now, you've probably seen a few of those, but definitely not all of them, or at least I would assume that, because some of them are pretty rare and pretty sneaky. So this will be interesting to almost anybody that uses the internet. Now, number one, and in my opinion, one of the most evil kind of scams is the investment scam. These are a lot of hundreds and thousands of sites that basically claim that they can give you a ridiculous investment on the money that you, return on the investment that the money that you give them, basically. So some of these companies offer up to 2.4% on your investment daily. Now imagine that, you give them $10,000 and you get 2.4% every single day, and this is compounding, so basically you can be a billionaire before the end of next year, if you're doing it correctly. So yeah, that sounds really awesome, doesn't it? But exponential growth in money doesn't really work in reality. I mean, if money was to work that way, everybody would really be a billionaire, wouldn't it? So if we use logic and we ask ourselves, is everybody a billionaire, then probably we're going to come up with, no, they're not. So this kind of stuff does not work. Now, these are Ponzi schemes, and what they're basically doing is they get a lot of people to give them money, and then they set a minimum time that money has to be in their company. And then once they have enough money, they just liquidate the company, and nobody gets any money, except maybe a few people that have taken out their earnings within the first few months, and the rest is basically screwed. So that's how that works. They often claim that they do high-frequency trading and other wizardly things to create money out of nothing, but we all know that money does not grow on trees, usually. So, yeah. This is a really evil thing. Then the next one is game cheats, and well, you may have seen those if you play Clash of Clans on your phone or whatever kind of game, online games. You may have seen generators that promise you everything that is impossible. And all you have to do is to fill in a survey. Oh, yes, fill in a survey and you have it. But the truth is, the sad truth is that all of these are fake, and if you fill in their surveys or you complete their offers using your phone, you're basically, just going to get charged through your phone company, and they are going to get money, and you're going to get absolutely nothing, because the cheats that they promise are impossible. You may see by this point a pattern that most of these things that these people offer are impossible. Now, that is because people are stupid. And if you promise them something that sounds awesome but is impossible, a lot of people will fall for that scam. So yeah, this is a generator I made myself. This generator gives you a girlfriend, so you can generate a girlfriend. Or you can generate your PayPal balance to be 1.5 gazillion. So yeah, again, use your discernment, use your logical brain, and you will avoid these fakes. Now, number 3 is buying any kind of pharmaceuticals, for example, Ritalin or, Viagra. You can't say it, can you? But, this is another way people get scammed all the time. They're trying to, buy something online that they shouldn't buy, and they order it for $700 or so, and nothing arrives. And, they're out of $700, they can't get their money back in many cases. And yeah, that's basically that. Or what some of these fake pharmaceutical companies will do is they'll send you a packet, but there's nothing inside. So if you try to get your money back through PayPal or through any other means, they can just, send the tracking information and, they've sent you that stuff. So yeah, you're basically screwed. And you don't want to go into court because, these people didn't send you the Viagra that you illegally purchased from some shady site online, can you now? So you're basically screwed, which is, a good reason not to do this thing. Now, number 4, yes, I think it's number 4, is again about gaming. And it's buying, or it's not necessarily about gaming, but it's buying any kind of virtual property or virtual anything from anybody because it's something where people get scammed. This is a good example right here. This is a site that sells game accounts. So you have a game account for an online game, you don't plan to play it anymore, and you want to turn it into some money, so you sell it somewhere. However, the problem is that a lot of people selling their stuff on these sites are scammers. And if you're gullible, and, you don't ask for a legitimate middleman that, takes your money, takes the account, and then distributes the goods, so to speak, the virtual goods, to the two parties, the seller and the buyer. If you don't do that, you get scammed most of the time, I would say, because legitimate buyers and sellers use middlemen. This is very important. So if you're trying to buy some kind of account or some kind of virtual thing from another person that is not a trusted seller or a trusted website, then you might want to use a trusted middleman in order to take care of all the risk of being scammed. Because, again, anybody can claim to have the most awesome account for the most awesome game, and they can ask for a very low price. Hey, only $100 for an account that I have invested 7,000 hours into. Here you go, just send me the money. And then you never hear from them again. And chances are good if you pay through PayPal that you're going to get your money back, but 20% of the time you simply won't, because these scammers usually are people that live from scamming people, and they know exactly what they have to write in order to have the chances or the odds in their favor to keep what they have scammed you out of. Alright, next one, I think this is number 5. It's one that is really old, the old email scam. Oh. Alright, so situation, you get an email from a Saudi prince that, or a lawyer. Let's take a lawyer one. You get a email from a lawyer that a uncle of yours that you never heard of, or, some kind of distant relative of yours has died, and there are $4.2 million to collect for you, because why not? Because that's just something that happens. And all, obviously, that you have to do in order to collect the $4.2 million for yourself that you have inherited from a distant relative in, Africa, wherever, all you have to do is to send $20,000 to this lawyer. Lawyer, yes, of course, it's a lawyer. And then you will get the $4.2 million. Sounds like a good trade, doesn't it? 20,000, $4.2 million. Yeah, why not? Let's do it, right? No, you shouldn't. Those are the oldest scams that really exist anywhere, and, well, I do not even want to know how many people have fallen for this, because the human thing to think is, wow, I'm a millionaire. Isn't that cool? And, especially people that are new to using the internet actually believe that kind of stuff when they get an email. And, they can't discern whether this email address or this IP address is from a real lawyer, or they don't have any idea. They're just gullible and stupid. And they just send them the money, and they never see it again. And there's absolutely nothing they can do about it, because a lot of these scammers are sending their emails, and they're also living in African countries, for example, or in the Far East, where you have absolutely no legal access, and most likely $20,000 isn't worth actually hiring international lawyers and going after these people, because that costs even more money, and you're not sure that you even are able to track them down, and authorities in these countries are corrupt, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it at the end of the day. So yeah, if you get an email that a distant relative of yours has died, or that some oil magnate somewhere in the Middle East wants to gift you a $3 billion, I just generally wouldn't believe it, alright? Now, another one that is related is the phishing email. Oh, aren't they lovely? Now, the phishing email is basically an email that is designed to trick you into visiting a fake website that either emulates your bank's website or PayPal or some other kind of website where you can send money or access your bank account. Now, what they'll do is, once you're on this fake emulating website, they will record your login data and then use that to steal your money from your actual account, which is kind of annoying, I guess. And for that reason, it's really important that if you get any emails from your PayPal or whatever, that you are very critical of them. And if you click the link and it doesn't actually go to paypal.com, to the actual address, https paypal.com, with the green Verify sign, then you shouldn't visit that website at all, and you should always be very careful. And if you haven't educated yourself about phishing, you should definitely watch some videos about it, because, yeah, it hasn't happened to me personally, but I imagine it would be pretty annoying to have somebody in control of your bank account or your PayPal. Now, another one which, you know, happens more and more as cryptocurrencies are on the rise is buying basically anything in PayPal or any cryptocurrency, because the problem about cryptocurrency is that, well, it's also the greatest upside of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, that they are 100% anonymous, so they're untrackable, and there is no support. You can't dispute a payment and get a refund. Doesn't work. Once you've paid someone, you've paid them. Just like if you had a coin in your hand and you gave it to someone else, except that you don't know who that someone else is, but they now have your money and they may do as they please with it. And if they choose not to give you what you paid for, then there is absolutely nothing that you can do about it. Which is, while I like cryptocurrency as such, this is really one of the biggest problems about it, because cryptocurrencies are among the easiest targets to scam people. You know, the easiest currencies to scam people in, because they're untraceable, they're anonymous. Once somebody gives you the Bitcoin, you know, they don't know who you are. They just give you the Bitcoin and you keep it, and yeah, you're anonymous, nothing they can do. So, anytime you buy anything on the dark web or wherever with a Bitcoin, you should be incredibly careful, okay? First, make a very small purchase, I would recommend, and if that works out, maybe go a little bit bigger, but don't make any big purchases. When it comes to using cryptocurrency, I always say, only spend as much money as you care to lose on that day, because there is really no guarantees ever. Now, another kind of scam is, well, something that has also gotten a lot easier, because the thing is, if you have a payment platform such as PayPal, obviously, if you want to make money, you have to appeal to a lot of people, and the people that you want to appeal to is the people that buy stuff, okay? Because if everybody has PayPal, then automatically the people that want to sell stuff online need to integrate PayPal into their websites, alright? Because everybody is using it to buy. Now, that has led to sites like PayPal, which is the dominant force in the online currencies or online payment methods, being highly in favor of people that are buying things and, you know, screwing people that are selling things over sometimes. Sometimes. Actually, yeah. So it's very easy for people to charge back their money for absolutely any reason whatsoever. And there are actually people that have made it their business to buy things online, in most cases very expensive things, then charge their money back for some reason. I'm sure they have some very intricate techniques to do that, and then they resell them on eBay or wherever. And so basically they pay nothing, they get the goods, they get to sell them. So if they buy something for $2,000, they charge their money back, they sell it for $1,000, they have spent no money, and they get $1,000. So that's their business. So if you're a first-time seller on eBay or anywhere for that matter, be very careful, because if you're using payment methods like PayPal, it's very easy for people to charge their money back. And unless you do some really in-depth research in how to protect you from people screwing you over when you sell stuff online, then the danger is pretty great. So I highly recommend that if you should ever decide to sell something online that is worth maybe more than $100 or more than you care to lose, do that research on how to protect yourself against fraudulent chargebacks and other ways that these people basically screw you out of your goods and, get their money back. Now, another one that I have personally fallen for is the Ponzi Scheme. Yes, doesn't it sound awesome? Now, these Ponzi Schemes are, it's another kind of Ponzi Scheme, really. Now, what they will do is they will have some kind of program where you have to recruit people, okay? So this one is for a domain, I don't know. You get websites and you get other people to get websites, whatever. So basically what they do is you pay a certain amount every month, alright? But then you get to recruit other people for the same program, and if you recruit these people, if they're recruited through you or through your referral link, you get money every time they pay money, alright? And so the theory is that you recruit people into this program, they pay, you get a cut of their payments, and then they get people into the system, and you get money for their payments as well. And, it's basically a multi-level Ponzi scheme. So that's what they'll tell you, okay? You recruit people, these people recruit people, you get money for the people that they recruit, and the people that they recruit, and the people that they recruit. So if you recruit 5 people, and each of those recruits 5 people, and each of those recruits 5 people, and each of those recruits 5 people, in theory, you get $23,000 every month. Doesn't that sound awesome? And all you have to do is recruit 5 people, and they 5 people, and they 5 people, and they 5 people. But again, the problem is, this obviously requires growth, okay? Exponential growth. And as we know, exponential growth doesn't really exist in reality unless something is insanely popular and free. So, yeah. This is another kind of Ponzi scheme, and basically what these will do is they will just take 50% for themselves, and the other 50% they'll distribute among these people. So while you may be making $23,400, they will make 5 times as much. So, well, that's $100,000. So it's another kind of scam. You might have heard that. A lot of people do this, and it's incredibly sleazy, and it gets people to scam their relatives out of money and so on, because people will buy into this, and they'll recruit their family members and so on, and in the end everybody hates everybody, and it's just not a cool thing. Not that I have done that to my family members or so, but, I've seen people do this. And last but not least, our number, I don't even know, I think this is number 10, the Kickstarters. Basically, Kickstarter and funding or pledging money to dreams has become something that has been very popular in the last few years, and people have loved it because basically what you get to do is you get to pledge money in order to make your dream come true. So let's just have a little look here what we got under, I don't know, games. Let's have a look at the games. So this is, for example, a board game. This board game does not exist, alright? It's basically just an idea. And if you want this idea to come true, you can pledge money in order to make this happen. However, the problem is hereby, with most of these websites, Kickstarter, as far as I know, included, there is no actual guarantee that if they reach their goal, you know, their pledge goal, the money that they think they need, that the project will actually become a reality. That's the problem with these things. You're really just pledging money to maybe make a dream or an idea come true, and that's a big problem because there have been huge projects. I think one of the biggest one is Star Citizen, which is a game that has had a lot of money pledged to it. I don't even know whether I can see the Kickstarter page at this point, but they pledged a lot of money to that game. I'm gonna go with Kickstarter. I think it was on Kickstarter. There we go. So basically, these people have raised, I think it was $20 million. I'm not actually sure. Actually not 20, $2 million. And a few years later, there still is no game inside. So it's not no game inside, but no actual game that you can get. So yeah, and there have been actual projects on Kickstarter and other websites that were funded in some cases with up to $1 million and just never really were realized because either they said they didn't have the funds or, you know, other things. So there's another way you can get scammed, okay? People basically exploiting your dreams that you want to realize or the things that you crave that you do not have. And you give them money to make these ideas come true, but they just simply don't do it. Yeah, this is a newer one, and in my opinion, one of the less risky ones, but, well, you've seen all the evil things that these people on the interwebs can want to do to your wallet, and I hope you have learned something. I hope you won't go out ordering Ritalin or, you know, Viagra or whatever. And I hope, you know, if there is an actual uncle that, or a distant relative that you get 4.2 million from, you know, you just still get that money somehow, but it's probably not gonna come to you through email. So yeah, that's just, you know, some little FYI. Thanks you guys for watching. Hope that you've learned something, and goodbye.